Greetings, programs. Welcome to the grid. I'm Sark, and today we're going to fix the topology of our Rook that we started the other day. So, I hit F4. See here that I settled on a chamfer solution, and these look okay from a distance, but they don't really hold up that great up close, especially along these edges. They're really harsh. And if we try to take our Rook up to another level of subdivision, that we put an open subdiv on it. That sections start to look a little better. Probably I have too much mesh in here. Remove about half these lines and get a similar result, I think. But up here, it's just a complete disaster. There's no way we're going to subdivide this surface without adjusting this geometry. There's too many n-gons and really harsh creases. So, looks okay before you subdivide it. And that was the solution I'd settled on, but I want to fix it. So, go into the front view. Let me get my polygon tool. I'm going to make sure ignore backfacing is off. That on. I'm going to select like most of this. Goodbye. Get border mode. Alt W to blow up your viewport. R for the scale tool. And that's about right. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing as before. I'm going to grow our geometry. Actually, before I do all this, the smart thing would be to delete 2/3 of this object. Really don't want to worry about doing everything 4 times. Always duplicate it after the fact. So. Might not hurt me to matter which side I have now. This is fine. So I'm going to work on these two, and that'll end up being 4 pieces, right? I should delete more of that. If you need to select something and your straight line is not going to work, sometimes the polygonal selection tool works better. And just double click in the selection. So drag, go, click, click. Get rid of that too. Now we just have 1/8 of our pillar or our column, and that'll make sense. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, because I'll just use the symmetry tool, and then I'll duplicate it. It does make sense. Grab just the select tool because I don't want to bump or jostle anything. Extrude these. Height of 10 looks like what I had in my panel, so it's probably about right. I'm going to delete this one. We're going to symmetry that, so we don't want a leftover face inside there. And now we can start thinking about our topology. And the problem we had before is that when we did a Swift loop, or any kind of reinforcement edge down along this end, and you put an open subdiv, you end up with this undesirable crease in your Rook. And that should be smooth. So you can't run that topology all the way through. So you've got to find some place to tie it off. And really, I've been putting this off a little, but it should not be that crazy. Didn't want to torment people with it. But I think we can even get away with a little tiny triangle here. We have to. So I'm going to loop this. I'm going to pull this up. The other option is like tying it off over here, but I think that'll create an ugly crease anyway. Bother with that. I'm going to start deleting every other one. Heck. This is a consequence of using the lathe tool, right? You're like, oh, this is a beautiful smooth curve, and then you're why part of the object 10 times as dense as the other part of the object. Hold the control key, right click, and remove. And likewise here. I'm almost convinced they're not. I think because the flow is so good, might. Because we're gonna end up of open subdivs on this. In the end, that smooth detail will return, and we can even tighten up the edges. We have to. Back down to my edit poly. I'll just leave that open subdiv up top there for now. Edge mode. Leave that one because the other one. If there's geometry that's not doing work. Go. Much. Awfully. Make sure you don't have any vertices left over. That came off so nicely. I was like, they must still be there. So you always hold the control key when you're removing your edges. A lot of people set up hotkeys for this stuff. I'm not using hotkeys because I just don't assume that anybody watching this video has the time or ability to go in and customize their hotkeys. I would encourage you to do it or look into it. There are lots of good people out there. on YouTube and other places showing you how. But maybe you're in a lab, a school or something, and you don't really have permission to tweak things to your heart's content. Use the next person coming in. So, similar reasons. There ought to totally be similarly. And really, just for the sake of, you don't want to have a polygon that's like that distortedly long if you can help it. No, it's fine, like mesh-wise, you kind of want to keep everything sort of even. Keep confusing myself because I turned on this poly select tool. Yeah, back to my sandbox. Okay. So back up here to do our real work. I want to have this like edge come around this way, right? And then they can sort of be helpful to each other. So and we're going to have to tie it off. Actually, first thing I want to do is my Swift loop. This shouldn't deform any of the topology. This is a flat surface, so plunk that right there. And then, maybe not even that. I'm going to put another edge. Yeah. And then when I cut through, don't be afraid to manually use the cut tool at times. I'm less concerned about the perfection of the alignment of this edge that I'm going to create as I am that it not cut all the way through. So sometimes you can save a lot of time with the cut. As long as you can sort of eyeball parallel line, that architectural drawing skill a little bit. And is that what I want is target weld. I want that. So I think I was thinking ahead here. And something like this was my plan. Probably makes sense. Then you get all quadded out. So down here, I don't know if I want to do something quite that crazy. Because this is not going to be a flat surface, right? I might do better to attempt a triangle here. Still doing gross thing. Got a little tighter though. That's cut tool. The worst that could happen. Okay, I get a little crease. I don't want that. Can I make it a smaller? Control key and remove. See what that looks like. Maybe I can live with that much of a crease. Maybe. Let's just swift loop the rest in. Parts all worked fine. They were there. And that'll all loop through fine when we go to do the rest of the Rook. This is killing me. This is the same problem I ran into before. Right? I've also got to do this inside line here, so maybe I can get. Don't want to ring. I want to ring it, but I don't want the bottom half. So over here, really anywhere. I guess here's good. Hold the Alt key. Deselect all this. Here. Hold the Alt key. Zoom in. Hold the Alt key. Don't want that. Okay. Don't want any of this either. We're gonna have to find some place to tie this off. Something like there. Maybe. Yeah. One segment. Slide it over this way. 90% seems pretty good for me for now. Okay. Maybe I get rid of this guy. And what? Cutting some triangles here. Yeah. MRT. It doesn't feel smart, does it? About that. The quad? Sure it is. That does not feel good. It's a flat surface, so it probably doesn't matter too much. It really doesn't care. So, but the crease is just awful. I've got to find a way to improve this. So, what if you connect down here? That improve the situation? Like you wish. No, it does not. We could like plunk in some flow connects, right? And then we would have this kind of pairing right now, just testing things. I really don't think we want to do that. But maybe if we had another edge here, it would not be so awful, right? Actually, yeah, so I moved my crease down away from the place where the problem is. Okay. So, we have learned our lesson about the Rook. So, thank you for joining me on today's struggle bus. And next video I put up will include the solution. So, no solutions today, only problems. Good luck, have fun.